Hi, I'm Jack, and the questions get worse. Joining me today is a very special guest, and can I be honest? A real treat. Why, it's legendary YouTuber FunkyFrogBait. Funky, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming. How are you doing?
I am doing great. And honestly, can I say it's a treat to be here in the presence of an OG YouTuber, the Fajita Man.
That's me.
It's awesome. It's great.
Well, thank you. I guess I am somewhat of an OG, but what really pisses me off is that you started your channel in 2021.
I want to say like 2022, 2023, maybe.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
That's even worse because you have millions of subs. It took me 7 years to get my first million. So, you know, I'm a little angry at you, but that's okay.
I jumped ahead in the line. Sorry, I cut in line a little bit.
You did.
Yeah.
So, Funky, I have for you a big old stack of questions that come from your fans and your viewers.
And enemies, I'm assuming, as well.
Couple of enemies.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. And that's a fun thing about these because I genuinely do not know what questions are on these cards. In fact, the only thing I know for certain is that the questions get worse. All right. Are you ready to just dive right into these questions?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's rip off the Band-Aid.
Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
What were the challenges of shifting from TikTok to YouTube? Because you started on TikTok, right? You were doing sketches on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then you shifted to YouTube. And I would love to dive into like why that was. Did YouTube give you more wiggle room? Like, what's the deal?
There was like a lot of different factors that influenced that decision. For one, the viewership on TikTok is so inconsistent. There are a few creators blessed by God who seem to just be able to kind of strike that metric every single time.
Right.
But I feel like for the vast majority of people, it was just huge ups and downs. The creator fund and everything, they were constantly changing the rules, so that was frustrating to deal with. It tended to be kind of unfulfilling to make content on TikTok because of that. I couldn't find a lot of stability. There would be a few sketch series that would do really well.
Sure.
But people would just constantly demand that. And there wasn't a lot of interest in the full breadth of things that I was interested in doing. I had been watching commentary content on YouTube for a while. That's usually how I start out. The melting moment was there was this drama happening on TikTok with a TikTok creator who was convinced that they were the reincarnation of Hitler. And
I missed that.
No one on YouTube was talking about it. So that was kind of the kind of closing door moment of like, this is kind of this moment where like TikTok is all talking about this really weird specific thing and nobody on YouTube has glommed onto it yet. This is kind of my moment to just jump in there and try it. So what ended up happening was I went separately viral, completely disconnected from my original TikTok audience. That's what it took to actually kind of get the YouTube channel up and running because TikTok is very protective of preventing people from going from TikTok to any other app. I just got very, very lucky where the first commentary video that I almost didn't post did fairly well. Sometimes it literally is just, you know, you get really lucky. And I am so grateful that everything just ended up falling in the right place for sure. Well,
no, I mean, like it's sounding to me like you're very thankful for the reincarnation of Hitler on TikTok.
Absolutely, absolutely. The reincarnation of Hitler has made me a lot of money. So thank you, Hitler.
Thank you. What is an older or dead meme that you're fond of? Should it be revived or stay dead?
I'm going to take that question even further. I miss the entire meme life cycle. A single image or a tiny little clip would just stay in the human zeitgeist for so long, years even. So
you missed the longevity of it.
The longevity,
yeah,
absolutely, because there's a few things that will pop up on social media that might last a few months, if that, maybe a week. But I will still see sometimes people use like meme reactions that are literally like over a decade old, and that brings me so much joy. And I worry that there won't be a lot of that from this specific era because and I don't know if that's from like oversaturation or just the way the algorithms on the platforms work now.
It might be it's what is it about that, right? Because you're exactly correct. These memes come and go so damn quickly. And it's impossible to catch up with all of them simultaneously. You can't do it.
Well, you should know as a meme yourself now.
I guess.
I hope for longevity for that one specifically.
Oh, no. I think Fajita's guy died I think that's
Really?
I think that meme's a dead meme now.
I didn't even get a signature from you, and that bums me out.
It's worth it'll cost
because
me money now.
Exactly, the signature is dropped in stock price.
It's like an NFT.
I missed my opening to grab it.
And it's so sad. No, but I do hear you. There was, God, Rage Comics and oh my God, what was like the fucking Impact font with like the dog and the colorful background? Just
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 2012, those memes had legs,
Right.
and we used them a lot I feel like for years we used a lot of these stupid fucking memes.
And I think the stupidity of them was charming.
Absolutely.
I feel like now every single meme that comes out, it has to be layered behind 50 different
Oh my God.
context and links and different like songs or
Right. Trying to explain a meme is
influencers.
exhausting now.
Exactly.
It's like, well, okay, if you've seen Peacemaker, it's kind of based off, but it's really based off this thing, which came, oh my God.
Whereas it used to be, this picture is really stupid. Do you want to look at it?
And that was it. And that's all you needed. Now, you look like you want to say something.
I do, Jack. I really do.
Well, don't be shy, Eric. What's on your noodle, champ?
Well, I've been putting off going to the doctor.
Why is that? Is it the fear of being judged?
It's the fear of being judged, Jack. And not just that. I hate being told I can't be seen for weeks or months. I can't keep putting this appointment off, man. It's very important that I get seen and taken care of. And soon. Or else.
Well, Eric, that's the beauty of today's sponsor, ZocDoc, an easier way to find the right doctor and book an appointment.
Huh?
ZocDoc is a free website that helps you find and book high-quality, in-network doctors so you can find someone you love.
Whoa!
Yeah, we're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 150,000 providers across all 50 states.
Huh?
Whether you're looking for dermatology, dentistry, primary care, eye care, or one of the other 200 plus specialties offered on ZocDoc, you can easily search by specialty or symptom to build the care team that's right for you.
Whoa!
Appointments made through ZocDoc happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments.
Well, that's that. I'm booking my next appointment through ZocDoc.
Go to ZocDoc.com/jacksfilms or click the link in the description below to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. Got another one for you. Does it ever get too depressing going down these rabbit holes? And how do you not lose hope in humanity?
No, that's great because that's bouncing off of kind of what I was talking about earlier. It definitely does get a little difficult sometimes. For me specifically, I tend to be drawn to conversations around misogyny just because there's lots of social issues that I'd love to speak on. And I have occasionally received the critique of like, you've talked about this issue. Why haven't you talked about this issue, for example? And for me, the simple answer to that is I try very hard to speak to social issues that I have the most personal experience with or have the most to offer. So for me specifically, I have made at this point lots of video essays about just different flavors of misogyny and how they present on the internet. When it gets to like the 5th, 6th, 7th video where you're like, hey guys, can we stop? Like it becomes depressing in the sense of, man, how many times do I have to get on the internet and tell you guys to stop just being horrible, flagrant misogynists?
I want to go back a little bit. This question mentions rabbit holes. Going down these rabbit holes. When you're researching, doing the research for one of your longer form videos, how long, like how much research in terms of maybe hours or days do you put into a single video? Because you upload typically on YouTube, like what, monthly, once a month?
It's about once a month. It was a little bit less than that this year. That time has definitely increased since I started posting. I think that's a good thing in a lot of ways. When I first started out, it was very much this feeling of, I'm the underdog on the internet. I can just find some random loser to dunk on. It'll be funny and we'll all laugh and then we'll go home. That changes when you see the big M next to the viewership of a video.
Absolutely.
Immediately there is...
You can't really punch down.
Right. And it's not even just punching down, but also just worrying about even the tiniest detail. Okay, now that tiniest detail, if it's wrong, that mistake has now been seen by a lot of people. So yeah, I mean, in general, I would say at this point, I probably take around a month to write and research. It's not a very organized process at all. I'm very much kind of figuring it out as I go
Yeah,
because I just started as a little bit of a shit starter. But now people actually look to me to have a pretty defendable, well-researched take. I really take that to heart and I really try to fulfill that. And so at this point, yeah, it's taken around a month to kind of write and research and just kind of figuring that out.
Any tips for LGBT plus individuals living in Texas or any other red states right now? That's a good question.
Hide. No, I'm kidding. No, I actually... For me, I think it's important for as long as it is physically safe for you personally to do so, and even perhaps even when it's not necessarily safe for you to do so, is to be as visible as possible right now. I think that this is the time more than ever to, not back down, right? We're definitely on the edge of something right now. And I think all of us can feel it in one way or another. And now is the time to be loud. I mean, in general, I think there are moments in my life for sure, as someone living in Texas who is visibly this, it's important to go incognito a little bit sometimes. Like, I don't need to get in a fight with someone at the grocery store. That's a personal choice that I've made. So for example, I have like family members, friends who might be pretty far right of me. And I think it's important to be a presence in their life visibly that it is very different from their assumptions and maybe even perhaps be offensive to their religious sensibilities. Yeah. So I think it can be an interesting balance of still being visibly yourself, but also trying to navigate a little bit carefully so that you can still have that access to those people and not completely lose them to, whatever dark hole that they're probably digging for themselves on the internet. I think it really depends on the individual, right? I think if you're a 13-year-old, now is not the time to try to start debates in the kitchen, right? You have to prioritize your own survival in so many ways. Do you have lifelines? Are you a grown adult that can actually hold your own in conversation? Are you still in the midst of doing research, or do you feel pretty strongly about your positions? So many different factors. It's going to look very different for different people. So I could hardly prescribe a specific idea of how you're supposed to always respond in those situations.
YouTuber you want to box the most. Now that's very interesting because you were set to fight in Creator Clash 3, no?
Yes, I was. I still love boxing. Despite the fact, because I think a lot of people when they saw that Creator Clash 3 was canceled, they were very sad for me. I was peaking in my training right before the initial fight date, so there was a level of disappointment there where I was like,
can't imagine,
in peak like fight for an amateur boxer. To be clear, an amateur boxer, I was in like peak fighting condition. I'd been sparring like multiple times a week and I had been really going at it. But I mean, in general, I feel like once all the cards were laid down, the end effect was I found a new hobby that I really liked, and I still box and I still spar, and it's great. It's so fun. Oh God, there's so many. I feel like I can't give an honest answer to that question.
You have to pick one.
Can we bleep this out? I'm going to tell my honest answer, and we'll bleep this one.
Yeah.
I want to box. But I can't say that because the community would be very... No, but honestly, if I had to choose someone to box, I would love to box the opponent that I got reassigned, Peach Jars. She was so fun. I got to meet her in person. It would have been so fun. I think we would have had great energy together. Cool. She's great, and we're relatively the same size, and we were both pretty amateur, so I think it would have been a really fun, fair fight, and I think we would have had so much fun. I would have loved to have been like the heel. Like I had like this whole idea for Creator Clash 3 where I was going to really lean into like the redneck vibe. So I was going to come out in like a jean vest and like, so awesome. And I was going to have like a really short like country mullet, like it's like really short in the front and long in the back. It was going to be like I had like my whole like intro card like written out like
what could have
been. I mean, one day I think it would be cool if one day Peach Jars and I got in the ring just for like a quick charity stream or something. Peach Jars, that'd be fun. I'd really enjoy that.
There's a call out to Peach Jars. You fuck.
Yeah. Oh God.
Rules.
Okay.
Hey, FunkyFrogBait. Performative son or AI daughter?
Oh, actually, that's pretty easy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, performative son, easily.
Okay, well, expand.
Because the performative male video that I kind of dug into, I feel like that there's a lot more subtlety there, right? I think you can kind of hedge performative behaviors pretty easily. I think a lot of things that are, and that was the main point of my video, a lot of things that people call men performative for, I think it's a little bit dangerous to go too hard on that, because a lot of them are feminine things, and so I feel like it's a slippery slope to go from oh, you're being so performative right now to feminine things suck, women suck. It's like a straight down slope. So honestly, I think I could handle that a little bit. I think
you could mold and sculpt
exactly
the performative
that willingness to engage with feminine things. That is
they're
a
halfway
good
there,
thing.
right? Yeah,
exactly. So you just kind of have to give them a little buffer in the right direction, and that can be used for good rather than evil. Whereas AI daughter, that's like just a
what do you do with that?
That's a huge, like, that's just a difficult conversation, because it would be directly insulting to me because you're trying to replace me.
That's you know what? That's the right perspective. That's a good outlook for that. No, you're competition to humanity. Fuck you.
I can't be beefing with my own kid. That would be a problem.
And that's the ultimate beef. Like they are trying to cancel you out.
Literally.
Can I borrow your swag? I need it for my nephew's bar mitzvah.
That's beautiful. I do think I have the exact kind of swag for a nephew's bar mitzvah.
Do you?
Outside of that context, I don't know how much swag I have to offer, but specifically for a nephew's bar mitzvah, I think this would work. I think this is great.
Forgive me.
Sure.
But is swag, your own swag, something that you bring up frequently in your videos? Or?
Absolutely not. It's very funny. I will say that in general, becoming a little bit more of a quote unquote public figure, even in a very niche way, I was very shocked by people's very positive reception of me, and I'm always floored when people say that they like admire me, or that they like my style, or they like my swag, or whatever it is.
Really?
Yeah, because in my mind, you have to understand, from my perspective, my lived experiences, I am a loser sitting in my bedroom making videos, talking to a camera by myself. So it is it is so strange to be confronted with the idea of like, oh wow, like people like really like my vibe. Like I am not really a person sitting alone in a room talking to myself. Like this is
not
reaching
anymore,
people and connecting to people. And especially for the younger audience members, they might even find something that they relate to or aspire to. And I think that's such a humbling thing, and it's an amazing thing.
Here's one. If you and Curtis Connor switched places.
I knew a Curtis Connor. I knew it. I was coming.
If y'all switched places, how long do you think it would take your family to notice?
My family?
Yeah.
Interesting, because I thought they were going to ask if my audience would notice.
No,
my
me too.
family,
I was kind of waiting for that, but no, they went right to family.
I feel like
they might notice.
I think they would immediately notice less performativity immediately, like with him in my plays, and I think also
less Hold on, I'm sorry. Yeah, less performativity with him in your place.
I think I outperformance him a little bit. Ironically, since he is the face of the performative male.
Got it.
The Curtis Connor thing is very funny, because when I first started doing video essays, I would get constant comparisons to Curtis Connor. It was crazy. And there was one time that was very unfortunate where I had a video completely ready to go, thumbnail and everything, and it was stuck in like the YouTube. Like I was going through a period where like YouTube was like automatically demonetizing my stuff before it was even published.
Very cool.
So it was just sitting there waiting to be, graded by teacher. And then Curtis came out with basically the exact same video that day, and I'm literally sitting there with my video fully done.
That
Thumbnail,
really sucks.
thumbnails very similar, just perfect,
Oh, no.
perfect parallel thinking. And I was like,
why'd you copy Curtis Connor?
oh, so many comments. And,
Why'd you copy?
Exactly, no, and like it was a lot of. That's one thing I would say that I think has happened in the beginning of a lot of my ventures into like different types of content is when you first start out, people tend to just, curly hair, glasses, or mullet or whatever. It's like, you're that person.
That's you, right?
What's so gratifying is when you start getting so good at a thing and you really like prove your mettle in a space long enough that goes away. Like you actually,
awesome.
now it's flipped. Now I'll get tagged in tons of videos where this poor sweet person who just happens to have curly hair and glasses is having my username spammed in their comment section. So it's gone full circle. It's gone.
That's the dream. That's the dream. Now he's the copycat, not you.
Yeah, there you go. There, exactly.
Have you guys, the two of you, you and Curtis, have you ever done like an April Fool's thing where you switched?
We should do something like that. I got in contact with Curtis. I think last year I made like a joking Instagram story about us looking similar, and he like liked it. And then this past year we actually have started talking. And I think we have plans in the works to do something together, which I think would be really fun. I think there's a lot of memery to be had with the two curly brown mullet haired people that talk on the internet. I think there's a lot of material there for sure.
It's on the table for you.
Yeah.
No,
It doesn't help that we're both going into stand up too around the same time as well. It's probably
maybe you all are like, oh my god.
Yeah, we all just hail plankton, all this together.
If you could create a cult, what would it be about? And are you a leader or a follower?
I would say based on, I'm going to answer the second question first. I'm going to answer a little bit out of order here.
Let's go.
I would say I would like to think of myself as more, not even as a leader. I tend to be more of like doing my own thing. I think based on my experience of coming out of a very organized religion, not to make this question so serious when it was not intended to be, as someone who's deconstructed from a very organized religion that has like so many stakes specifically in this country and such a stranglehold on this country and in our culture, I do think the one benefit of that troubling experience is that I'm a lot less vulnerable to that kind of messaging, because once you come out of the fire the first time, a lot of that gets recycled regardless of the religion or cult or whatever it is. They all kind of recycle a lot of the same messaging, so I would say,
and you can recognize it once you're out of it.
Right. So much less a leader, more just I feel like I tend to be a little bit more impervious to that just because of my experience already, going 18 years of my life, like hearing that type of messaging over and over and over again. If I had to choose, I would probably want to be the leader. I think it would be, I feel like it would have to be like a frog related cult, right?
It does have to, yeah.
It kind of has to, for the brand.
You've really pigeonholed yourself.
I really have.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Why did I read your name as Furry Rage Bait?
Honestly, there's a lot of furries in my community, which I love. I've like met a few of them in person before at like cons and stuff. They're always the sweetest people.
I've always I get that
devastated the way they get treated online.
Oh
it's
yeah,
so awful.
no, they're a big punching bag for punchlines.
It feels right wing coded to hate on furries. Does it not? Does it not feel a little bit right-wing coded? Though apparently there's Nazi furries.
That's what my hesitation was. Well, I actually I was literally going to say that exact thing.
Wait, because what are they called? They're called burnt furs or something?
Oh, I didn't know there was a name for them.
I think or
I've
something.
seen the Nazi furries.
Someone's going to correct me in the comment, but there is like a specific, actually, so this is what they're called. And I know this not because I've ever engaged with them.
Why do you know that? Furry Rage Bait. So, okay, I'm sorry.
But to be fair, I do have an animal PFP. So...
Yes, sorry.
There's a little bit of it's understandable to maybe misread that and go that direction, to be fair. Someone is making a frog furry costume for me right now by hand. By the way. Yes.
Those are expensive.
I know, and they're making it for me for free and going to be sending it to me. They've been like sending me updates throughout I know. I'm thrilled. I'm honored, actually.
How are you going to repay this individual?
I don't know. It's going to be sick. I'm going to have to wear it. I think I'm contractually obligated.
Yeah.
Which is, because like I've never personally known a furry, but like they're kind of on the outskirts of any artistic community online. So I've always been very aware of them. Those costumes are so expensive. And if you make them yourself, so hard to make, so much time and effort. So I'm honestly honored that someone would do that.
Well, isn't the thing about like fursuits is that most of them are tailor-made, custom made.
Right. They kind of have to be, right? For them to look correct, I'm assuming, yeah?
Right, because it's not throwing on a fucking Garfield costume. Like, it's an actual, like, bespoke custom suit.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's cool. We're chill with the furries over on all of my channels and platforms. We love y'all.
Here's one from Festive Californian Femboy. Why do you think it's morally acceptable to have a mullet in 2025? Fuck, they're calling you out.
In 2025, mullet is a little bit of a bad look because of the performative male thing, I will admit. It kind of dulled our sparkle a little bit. You have to understand, I'm from Texas, so this is not a performative male mullet. It's a good old Texas boy mullet.
Yeah, it's just the Texas culture.
That's what it is. Yeah, actually, thank you for mentioning that. That's offensive to my culture, by the way.
Watch what you say. Words of power, guys.
No, but it's really interesting. Like, my hair has gone on such a massive journey, and I think also... weirdly, which is just so funny because it's literally just something growing out of my head. It being a part of like kind of my deconstruction process was really interesting. So when I was younger, I had like really long, like bushy, like Hermione Granger-esque hair. And it was really interesting because growing up, anyone who was like a kid in like the early 2000s or 90s, you know this. For me growing up, anyone I saw, any girl that I saw in a film, anybody I saw, pretty much actually across genders, anyone I saw in a film with curly hair, they were the before and after. There was not, and I can't imagine how much worse this is for black women who grew up at that time. Yeah. It must have been 10 times worse. But even for me, like, it was always like, you know, the before and after.
Totally.
Like, the curly haired character is not considered attractive. They're they have
to go through a transformation.
Exactly. There's something wrong with them. And so much so that I refer to it as Hermione Granger hair, but even the movies couldn't even commit to the Hermione Granger hair. As she got older, she had to become more attractive, therefore the curly hair had to go.
Right.
So that hair being a part of my identity has kind of always been a thing for me. And then obviously I wore it long for a really long time because that was kind of what was like considered like socially like acceptable. And I was very interested in alternative fashion from a very, very young age, but it was kind of this secret sin on my Pinterest all the time. I was obsessed with the pastel goths that were on Pinterest in the early 2010s, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't really experiment with my with piercings, tattoos, hair, anything at all, because I was really trying to walk the line. So I go to college. That's when I get my septum pierced, and that's the first time I do one big chop, which it was still kind of, it was like this little French thing kind of going on unintentionally. And then after that, I remember distinctly, I had a moment where it's like, I need to shave my head. Like, I really, like, it wasn't a, like, I just want to see what it looks like. There was like this overwhelming feeling of like, I need to fully detach myself from this as a status symbol of desirability completely. Like, it was like an emotionally important thing to me. So like, I just, my friend, Lydia, who we did Shakespeare plays together back when we were like 12, 13 years old. Literally, we had like a plastic bag to like hold all the hair clippings, and she just buzzed my head like in the bathroom. It was a really cool moment. And then after
punk
that,
rock, yeah,
it was hell yeah. And then you know, after that, like foreshadowing, I bleached it and dyed it green. And then like, it was just like a ton of just experimentation and like really like becoming, because I think there is definitely a power of being comfortable with just fucking up your hair. Like I feel like it's, especially as an AFAB person, I think there's a lot of, not that everyone needs to do that for their personal journey, but I think for a lot of people it can be really important to just disconnect and be like, I don't fucking care. I could be bald. Like, I don't care. And so, yeah, the mullet is been a long journey. I think it took a lot of experimenting and just like fucking with it to finally be like, oh, this is the haircut that works. Which is why I think it's really important to not be too attached to your hair, because you have no idea like what haircut is like perfect for you, that you're just not brave enough to try. And so, yeah. Just fuck up your hair, especially if you're young. Fuck up your hair. You don't have like an office job or anything. If you can get away with fucking up your hair, fuck up your hair.
That's
Figure
true.
out what works when you're young, and it doesn't really matter as much. And then you'll find the right haircut for you. It's a beautiful thing. I love my mullet.
Easier said than done, because the hair really does have like a power over.
It does,
I think, a lot of people.
Socially, absolutely, it does. Yeah.
Why would you agree to be on this show?
That's actually such a fun question.
It's a fantastic question.
Honestly, I really relish any opportunity, and this is in all seriousness, I really relish any opportunity to engage with people who have been on the platform a lot longer than me. I think that you guys have such a unique perspective in that you've been able to watch the platform evolve over a much longer period of time.
It's nutty. It is nutty.
Yeah,
dude.
And I think it's so. I noticed too with people that have been making content for longer, they tend to be a little bit more, and not always, but they tend to be a little bit more interested in their own creative direction and in their own interests and what truly makes them creatively fulfilled and happy and interested, and not quite as worried about hitting those metrics and getting in the right place in the algorithm.
Sure.
They're not as hungry for it in a way that I think can be destructive. Like, I think there is such a thing as going too viral too fast, for sure. Especially with people, you know, and on the one side, it's because of, you know, maybe a kind of fraught relationship with an audience. But on the other side, if you're getting so rewarded with viewership, there's so much pressure to like keep going a specific direction and don't steer away from the course. But if you've been on the platform for a long time, you've seen all the directions it's taken, you've lived through the adpocalypse, you've dealt with all of the crap, I think there tends to be a better focus on just like your own creative vision. And I think that's great. And I think that it you know, if you're still on the platform making content and still reaching out to creators, especially like newer creators, that just shows that you're really engaged. And yeah, I just think you're pretty cool, dude.
Stop it. I think your whole journey's been fascinating.
Thank you.
Going off what you were saying, like, I have seen YouTube change so many times, multiple adpocalypses, always fun. The rise of AI, that's going to be a really fun factor in how it changes YouTube. Can't wait for that. But a lot of me evolving my content, changing my content, has been done out of necessity, right?
Sure.
And there's a creative hunger for sure that actually maybe that like that takes priority, the creative hunger, because I do get bored if I'm doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I struggle with that a lot. Like, I feel like I get bored faster than my audience does. So I have to watch that too, because I might be ready to pivot faster than they are.
Faster than they are. And then you have to like train them and like so that they learn.
And you
like,
never want to make your audience feel abandoned. That's the other thing too. Like, it was really important for me when I'm starting out this like stand-up stuff. I didn't want people to feel like, oh, I think the YouTube stuff is beneath me now. I think the internet, I'm going to go like on stage and I'm done with the internet stuff. It was a fun toy to play with for a little while. I like owe so much to the way that I kind of formulated my content on the internet specifically. And I always want there to be a little bit of an homage to that. But yeah, I'm very much like you in that, like, I do get bored and I have to, out of necessity, change things up, or I will lose that spark that makes the content worth watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because there's a very, like, how do I phrase this? Like, you can't forget why people are watching you. FunkyFrogBait. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to let you off the hook just yet. There's one last thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We're done with the questions.
Okay.
But I have a fun little ask.
Okay.
At the end of every interview, I ask my guest to go through those questions. I want you to pick one person, one question asker, to be banned forevermore.
Where was the femboy?
Yeah,
where was the femboy?
So why that person?
I feel like committing a hate crime today. Yes, festive Californian femboy, you are banned.
You are banned forever.
And you know what? It's deserved, because you were the one that asked the mullet question.
It is deserved.
And that was offensive to my culture, and yeah, you deserve to be banned.
There you go. I love that. That was oh my God, the single greatest reason someone's banned someone else on my show.
Hell yeah.
FunkyFrogBait, you've been a funky delight. Thank you so much. You brought everything here. Do you have any future live shows lined up or not?
Absolutely, yes. So my plan is to go on tour early next year. I'm very excited. I'm going to be doing a U.S. tour. Hopefully, we're looking into venues and stuff right now. Very excited about it. It'll be my third swing at stand-up, and I'm so thrilled. It's going to be so much bigger and crazier than the ones I've done already, because we're going to get to do it again and again and again in all these different cities. And I know that there have always been people, and every time I post like my stand-up, there's always people begging me, like, come to this place. So I'm going to be hitting a lot of those places finally. Like, we'll be hitting the spots. And then, you know, maybe one day I'll get over the international tour. We'll do UK, we'll do Australia.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Funky, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
What a fantastic interview.
Thank you so much for having me. I wish I could say it was the first time I saw the front of your house, but...
By the way, you can watch a longer version of this interview with even more questions on my Patreon. Here's a little clip.
Mr. Films, can I call you Mr. Films? Have you
Sure.
ever been asked about the texture and color of your pubic hair before?
What the fuck kind of freaks do you have watching your video?
You just gotta check the Instagram DMs every once in a while for a laugh.
Is the art of subtlety just shot dead now?
No, I know. It's like, at least like write me a poem or something. Like,
Something, yeah.
What happened to sonnets? People used to write sonnets.
We used to be a proper civilization.
We used to go to war.